Now we move on to our next news. U.S. Special Envoy Thomas Barrack has wrapped up high-stakes talks in Beirut on a U.S. roadmap to disarm Hezbollah. Speaking after his meeting with President Joseph Aoun, Barrack said he was unbelievably satisfied with Lebanon's 7-page response. He called the meeting amazingly interesting and satisfactory. Barrack stressed that Hezbollah must see there is a future for them beyond weapons. His plan offers a 4-month timeline for disarmament in exchange for an Israeli withdrawal and halt to airstrikes. His visit comes as Israel escalates military strikes across Lebanon. Meanwhile, Hezbollah has not publicly responded, but sources say the group is demanding an Israeli pullout first. Lebanon has formed a committee to finalize a counter-proposal. Let's listen in to what the U.S. Special Envoy Thomas Barrack has said.
What we're doing is saying, you want change, you change it, and we'll be there to support you. If you don't want change, it's no problem. The rest of the region is moving at Mach speed, and you will be left behind. Sadly, you will be left behind. And this is really the message. It's the message from Secretary Rubio, it's the message from President Trump, it's the message from the world. Is come on, get with it. You're the pearl of the Mediterranean. Before anybody, the world looked at Lebanon and said, this is the bridge between East and West. This is the most amazing and resilient people in the world. How can we not get it together?
Now we're joined by Dr. Wael Awad. He's a Middle East affairs expert joining us live from New Delhi. Thank you, Dr. Wael, for joining us today. Welcome to NewsX World. What challenges and opportunities arise from the proposed roadmap for Hezbollah's disarmament in this context?
Thank you. I think the main issue for the United States and Israel is to end any sort of resistance in West Asia, particularly in Syria, in Lebanon, and in Palestine, to the Israelis' expansion policy in the region. So therefore, one of the main reasons for all this war is taking place currently on Lebanon and continuous Israeli occupation of 5 strategic hills in the south of Lebanon is part of the pressure they're trying to apply on Lebanon to surrender to the American dictator. So therefore, the visit of the American envoy is nothing but a pressure tactic on the Hezbollah and the government of Lebanon that they have to dismantle the weapon of Hezbollah. And also then they will be able to lift up the United States will lift up the sanction on Lebanon. However, the Lebanese army, the Lebanese government and the Hezbollah has made it very clear to the American envoy that this issue of dismantling Hezbollah weaponry is an internal matter of the Lebanese government, and how the Hezbollah fighters will integrate into the army of Lebanon. But the Americans are only putting more pressure on the government of Lebanon to make sure that the Hezbollah surrender their arm, but they're afraid of doing such a step without any guarantee for their survival.
And Dr. Awad, building on that, how might the demands from Hezbollah as well as Israel affect the chances of reaching a peaceful agreement through this US-led initiative, according to you?
See, we have to see it from 3 different dimensions. First of all, there is a problem in the creation of Hezbollah, and the resistance to Israel was because of the Israeli occupation of south of Lebanon in 1982, followed by a remaining part of Lebanon, which is called Sheba Farms, that Israel say and the United States say these are Syrian, while the Lebanese and the Syrian government agrees that this is not Syrian, it is a Lebanese territory. So they wanted to make sure that the signing of the border deal between Syria and Lebanon, that Syria now and the current government will admit that this is a Syrian territory. So therefore, there is no pretext for Hezbollah to fight Israel anymore. So this is one of the way of pulling the guns from Hezbollah on the pretext that these are no more Lebanese territories, it's just a Syrian. The second part of which there is the Israeli government under tremendous pressure now especially Netanyahu with his right-wing coalitions, and he wanted to reach to a sort of a deal before he go to the United States and meet with President Trump. So either it is on Gaza or it is in Iran, on Lebanon, because they think after he gained lots of popularity, Netanyahu, after the attack on Iran, he feels that Lebanon should be out of the equation of any future regional war or any kind of a formula with Iran, and even with the expansion of Israeli project toward the region. So this is one of the issues that they are trying. And the third option is also because of the current conflict in Lebanon, internal conflict, and there is chances of going for a communal riots in Lebanon if Hezbollah troops pulls, because there are certain elements within the Lebanese society who will not be interested of seeing Hezbollah, and they will have a retribution against Hezbollah fighters who have been strong enough to defend themselves and to defend Lebanon. So I think the picture is quite complex, and moreover, the American also putting lots of pressure on countries in the region, especially President Trump, for the Abraham Accord. He wanted to see countries like Syria, like Saudi Arabia, and many other countries to join the Abraham Accord and normalize the relation with Israel. So all this comes all together as a basket of wish list for the United States to ensure for the dominance of Israel in the region, and also to ensure that in the integration of Israel in the region without giving anything on compromising on the Palestinian state. So therefore, there is no solution for Palestine, but there could be some normalization with other countries.
And Dr. Wael, what role can other international actors like US or maybe Syria play in facilitating disarmament and reducing tensions in Lebanon without escalating conflict?
It's not as honest broker on this deal. That's why the Lebanese are more worried, especially after the American president pulls out of the Iranian deal of the nuclear, and then he goes for the talk with the Iranian for the 5th round, and then going for the 6th round, and then he goes allow Netanyahu to attack Iran, and then he himself attacked Iran nuclear site. So who could be a better broker? I think the European Union wanted to play a role, but here you catch 22. None of neither the Israelis nor the American wanted the European to have any kind of role in bringing a compromise on this issue, for a simple reason that the Europeans are more close historically to the Arab world, and they understand the problem very well. So they don't want you to understand the problem, because the project is bigger than the understanding, and they are not interested, the American nor the Israelis, in finding a sort of a permanent solution. Therefore, you can see all these piecemeal deals they are dealing to create only a temporary solution, like a palliative treatment, but the cancer will remain as long as there is no Palestinian state.
Thank you, Dr. Wael. You will stay with us as we stay in the region. Israel has expanded military